Lima, the capital city of Peru, is vibrant and somehow chaotic. It's on the Pacific coast of South America. Known for its rich history, Lima offers a captivating blend of ancient ruins, colonial architecture, and modern developments. Lima is also famous for its gastronomic scene, with a large variation of Peruvian dishes like ceviche and lomo saltado. And this is what these 7 podcast shows are about. My name is Hilton Hotels. I am your host. Listen on this channel or watch on YouTube and get inspired. In this episode, it's nice to meet this personality.
Chef, what does gastronomy in the broadest sense of the way mean for you?
For me, gastronomy means to find the best products to cook and trying to find and investigate for the best cuisine I can do. When I cook, I try to prepare the flavors I learned since I was a child. In this restaurant, what I do is to make some of the recipes I used to eat when I was a little boy. I used to live near here, where we are, and you can find here plates that were served at my grandmother's home. So for me, gastronomy always is to travel through these flavors and find and try to express myself with gastronomy, with the kitchen.
Do you remember when you were a young boy?
Yes.
The trigger, you said, I want to be a chef.
Yes, and happened 2 blocks here. In my grandmother's house, they used to have not a woman who cooks, a man who cooks. So I was a child, and like you see my daughters, and I used to see a man cooking, and was not usual in Peru that. So I learned the flavors since I was a child. How he cook, how he buy the food, how he choose every ingredient to cook. They buy the ingredients, they prepare them, they serve them in the order of age we are. So I was a little kid, was a very big family, and then we sat down in a big table, and they started from my grandmother, and then I was the last one. So I started discovering ingredients, and for my family it was very important, the cuisine, to cook, to eat. Everybody comes to this house to eat.
So, of course, if you decided to become a chef, what do you think? You have to study, of course.
Yes.
What did you do?
No, first I worked. My mother used to give me for Christmas a bag in Peru. At that age, you don't find ingredients in Peru, imported ingredients. So she used to give me for Christmas cheese, different things, boquerones, imported things. So then I decided to work in a restaurant in summer to find if I like to stay a whole day in a restaurant. So I started working when I was 17 years old, just finished school. Then I worked in an Italian restaurant also. And then I studied cuisine in Cordon Bleu Peru. I studied French cuisine, Peruvian cuisine, and then when I finished, I went to Italy to study in ICIF, an Italian Culinary Institute for foreigners. I studied there. I stayed 3 years working in Italy, and then I went to Barcelona to work in a restaurant. I worked in the Celler de Can Roca and at the Bulli.
I know those chefs, great chefs. It's very strange that a young boy of 17 is busy with cooking and not busy with girls.
Well, I was busy in both things, but cuisine I was passionate about cuisine. And my family, I never, my father or even my mother told me not to study or to study another thing. They told me, you can do it, try this. Work with these people. They managed to, I can get inside of these kitchens and learn from these chefs. And I said, this is what I want. I didn't know what I want to do. But when I studied the kitchen and I started cooking at home and preparing my food, and when you serve something and somebody is happy, I think food is this. When you serve something and the people is happy and is grateful with you, I think is what It's the best complaint you can get, more than money, more than anything. That's why we do this.
How was your experience in Italy or Spain?
In Italy was very nice because we went to Grana Padano, we went to, I don't know, Risogallo. This school was very nice because you live the school was in a castle in Asti, and part of the experience was to visit these places, so you can know the product. You go to Modena to see the aceto balsamico. You go to see how they do the mozzarella di bufala. You learn Italian. Change your life. I think it was very important to get out of Peru for me, because here they told you, they teach you, but you don't have the product. You have to go to see how they do. Now, if you see me working, I put the cheese to the people because I think it's very important to put it in the table. When you are at the table, the people to receive the cheese, and it's Grana Padano. I went to Grana Padano. I like Grana Padano. I use the aceto balsamico. I learned all these things. And in Barcelona, I was in the moment that was all the boom of Ferrán Adriá. All the boom of the family Roca. I work with the family. I stay with them in Barcelona other 3 years. And what you learn a lot is with all the people who is working with you. They are from all the world. So you learn from everybody. When you go to eat outside, in the restaurant, all the mise en place, the product who comes from different parts of Spain, and you get the best products. So when I returned to Peru, I returned only for my papers, because in that moment you cannot go to study if you have you have to go to the embassy and it was very difficult. I came here for only my papers and to return to work, but somebody hired me here to work in a restaurant, Italian restaurant, and I started doing all the Italian food I learned. And now here, if you see, I have a plate I did 30 years ago in this restaurant. No, 25 years ago. Cooking has saved my life. I have lost people, very difficult, and to express myself cooking and as a passion that have given me life. I have a tattoo here. I can show you. That means that it's Peruvian cuisine. The chile, amarillo, the lime, and the potato. I have another ones. For me, I think if you have a passion, if you have this is more than. I like to do restaurants. I love this, but I like to be with the people, to go when they have it. They already eat and ask to them how was the experience. If they like the experience, this is a very comfort food place. We do polenta, we do risonis, we do rice, we do the tartabasca, like comfort food, and I try to put all the flavors I learned from my grandmother. That's the type of experience I'm doing here.
Before here, you cooked in a big hotel restaurant.
Yes, a fine dining.
Yes, a fine dining, Maras.
Yes.
That's something completely different.
Completely different. I spent 1 year working at Colombia also, doing weddings. Then I started this, and we are opening a new restaurant in 6 months near La Mar. It's going to be another concept. It's with a lot of fire, with hosper, small plates. You can ask for. You have different like tapas, and you have a protein, you have a garnish, and you have a sauce for each plate, and you have 10 different plates. And people you tell to the people you have to eat 3, and the order they go out is the order you eat. So it's a new concept for Peru.
Is it correct if I say if you are a chef in such a big hotel, a big fine dining restaurant, and you are a well-known chef, pictures everywhere. At some point, you do not live anymore, but you are lived because other people say what you have to do. And then at some point you say, I have to change that.
Exactly.
Was that exactly what happened with you?
15 years working in this hotel was a nice experience. I learned a lot of working in a corporation, but when I was, I decided to quit out. I need to leave. I was like not living what I like. I like these things. I like to see people, to go to them. Not this, in the hotel you are like a super chef, and you have everything. You have you send an email, you ask what you want, you cook, but you get bored every day to do the same things. Here happens different things every day. Different people, it's the people from the neighbor.
Yeah. Did you at some point lose a bit of your creativity?
Yes, of course. Because you get everything is done. You have 10 cooks in the kitchen, and you start not cooking. That's a problem in a hotel. And you became an executive chef that is in your computer. You work in the service, but everything is working, and you have a lot of people for you.
Yes.
So here I feel more alive.
But anyhow, you learned a lot by running that kind of business to run this one.
Yes, of course. I think the experience that gave me the hotel, I can put it in any place, but I get bored in hotel. I'm not a chef for hotel. I want to see the people. I want to do different things. No? If I want to go and cook with somebody in, I don't know, in Paracas, I can do it. It's the way I want to do it now.
Yeah.
I have two very nice partners with dreams that we want to do it together, like the restaurant I talked to. But the most important thing is that now I feel much more alive than I was at the hotel. Mm-hmm. And I think it's something that happened to most of the chefs that work in a hotel.
Tell me more about this little place. How did you find it?
Osteriá Burgos, we changed the name. This was a restaurant from one of my partners. He used to have here a taberna with Peruvian cooking and food, and he have a gallina, butifarra. You have tried butifarra, and I told him we have to do something Italian. For me, the flavors of the place, because my grandmother was his father from Italy. I used to eat polenta, I used to eat raviolis, and what I want to do here. And people near here, if you see, are people not so young, and they want to eat this food, this comfort food, no, la polenta with mascarpone, with a sauce with a ragu, well done, no, a stew, no, a nice stew.
Besides of your grandmother, who is a big inspiration, what about the other chefs?
When I became from the Bulli, everything what I did in that restaurant was
that was fusion kitchen, wasn't it?
Yes, it was molecular food. I learned a lot. Working in group was very important. As a team, how it works. Ferrán is brilliant. And what you learn there is all the technique and the experience, how you make all these textures. When I came to Lima, I was obsessive with these things, and that's a problem because you try to change everything to make a tiradito with leche de tigre ice cream. I was doing all this, and 20 years ago. No, 15 years ago was too strange, no, to do it. People come and say, "What are you doing?" No?
It was one trendy kind of cooking.
Here I don't use these techniques. Ferrán was brilliant, and you taste the flavors. I told you a story when we have lunch together every day, and one day he asked, "What do you have for lunch?" We have avocado, we have Doritos, we have, make avocado ice cream make a tomato soup, a gazpacho, and put Doritos on top. That's the lunch. It was brilliant.
Yeah, yeah.
And when you eat this thing, eating this plate, you understand what he's thinking. You get, it's like a dessert, the plate. You get the crispy, you get the texture, you get everything.
What I see through the years that every chef I met is thinking the same. The most important things in cooking is the product,
Yes.
the flavor, and then how you present it to the people.
For me too, yes. The product is where I start. I love to work with fish. Here I don't have fish. In the new restaurant I will have it, but I love to cut fish. It's my passion to work with fish. To buy the best fish, the quality of the product, the flavor of what you're doing, and even the temperature you serve the plate is very important. If you eat at tiradito, it's not cold. The plate have to be in the fridge. You take the plate, it's cold, the fish, you put the sauce, it's cold. Everything is important in each moment.
Nowadays, a lot of people think about our planet and about the future. And there's some changes of vegan food and plant-based. What do you think about that?
I'm not vegan. I can't do. I love meat, but but I think you have to work. You have to cook for them also, and you have to learn to work with the best vegetables and do the best plates for them. I think it's a must in your restaurant.
You have your own personality. How are you as a human being? He's very passionate, I hear that.
Yes, very passionate, very intense. I have two kids. I have more than one passion. I have the lucky of having the kitchen, having the martial arts. I do paddle. I do like 5 sports. I'm passionate about box. I love to do it. But to have 2 kids changed my life. So it changed my life because when I started cooking, I only think about cooking. It was my obsession. I don't think about any. When I was working, nobody can call me. I don't answer the phone. But now I have to open my eyes and see what I have. You know? And I think I'm very happy now. And you know, you have maybe read about me that I have different things that happen in my life. And all the things I have, my discipline, my martial arts, my cooking, are the things that make me happy and give me the way to live and to have fun.
Yeah.
I think it's more important.
And how are you a chef in the kitchen? Are you
Very hard.
bully?
I used to be very bully, huh?
Yeah.
But now in Peru you cannot do very hard. Well, when I go inside, I try to help. No, it's something I learned from Joan Roca. Joan Roca, he was not a chef who come and shout. He come and say to you don't have your parsley in your mise en place. I can help you doing that. But when I have to shout whatever, it's only the moment. I have to change something, I change it.
Yes, because you can't permit to make mistakes.
No, and I in the past, and trying to, now it's full house, the restaurant, and I try to
We
help.
can hear it,
Yes,
it's full house.
I help them to manage the stress, because if you have to start shouting everybody, they get blocked. So I have to try to manage the moment and to to save the service, to get the service okay, and then I get a meeting with them and say, you are wrong in this, you have to manage this again, manage the control, because if you start shouting, they get paralyzed.
Yeah. I don't know here in Peru or in Lima, but in Belgium, for instance, personnel. They don't find them anymore.
No, here it's difficult also. Right?
Yes.
Yes.
How come?
You know,
What's going on?
I think it's in the whole world. Is to find people with passion is very difficult now.
What's the solution, do you think?
I think you have to train somebody from zero. It's the only way to get people passionate, to get people to see the kitchen how you see it. It's impossible for me to serve a plate that I won't leave it. Some of the cookers now, they prepare the service, they don't care. But it's very difficult. In Spanish, you say a carencia de talento in the whole world. I work in Colombia 3 months ago. I stayed 1 year, and it was impossible to find cookers. Impossible. They only know how to do chicharrón. That's the only thing to do.
But it's such a nice profession. If you see your team now working, the hospitality, they laugh, they talk to the people.
And I think also that we have a lot of cooking schools, and people start studying. They are not prepared for the challenge, because when you get out of the school, you know nothing. You have the basis, and you have to go to work. And when I start working in Europe, they don't pay me nothing the first year. And you have to learn and get your place. Pay your, hey, in Peru you say to pay your floor, pagar piso. The new generation, they don't want to work. They don't want to work, they don't want to learn. I don't say everybody, but they don't have this passion of okay, I need to learn. I like this chef, I will go and work with him. Even if he don't pay me, I will work here, get my money, and invest in my career. They don't do it. Mm-hmm. They think that they finish the school and they can be a chef, and it's like you study management and you don't want to be a CEO. No, it's impossible. No, mm-hmm. That's the same things happening. No?
Yeah. So is this something you want to tell to the schools also? They have to change their kind of education?
Schools have to be more, they have to tell them that it's a hard or have less students. When I study, you fail and you get out. It's only business. I think the schools are taking a lot of, and they get, the fathers, when they get a work, they earn in Peru not so much money, you know, even in Europe. You know? You have to work with, they don't know that when you start working with a chef, he will teach you and you get more experience and you get more value for you. They don't understand that. You will see that most of the people that study cooking school, then when they finish, they don't work in a restaurant. They start doing something, I don't know, desserts, Rappi, you know? They start working, but they don't have this passion of service.
It's very important. There are people who motivate you.
Yes.
You have that today also with your girlfriend, with your team. I think that's very important. So
it's very important.
Having a restaurant is more than just being a chef, I think.
Yes. But also what is important is that if you have to support all the people who is near you for your work, also it's important, we are young. When I used to be 17 years old, I started working. I want to go to learn. I want to do the place they teach me at home. I want to get more expertise and to learn. When I started studying, I was better than the others because I used to work. So for me, it was very important. The people who study, if you only study and then you don't work, or you work and study, it's much better.
Yes. Now, running a restaurant is fun, but do you find it's difficult to have a restaurant nowadays?
Yes, it's difficult because you have to be in everything. You know? I have my partner who do all the numbers. I do the kitchen. It's a good group. You know? So everybody do what the work you have to do.
So business alike, what is very important for young starters? If you're running a restaurant, the numbers are very important.
Yes, one of them is in charge of all the logistics. He buy everything. When you start working, then you understand it, and when they taste the plate, they understand. That's very important. To be partners, we have to work together, understand everybody, and they have to not only as a business. You have to feel this way.
I think there has to be a kind of friendship, trust.
Exactly. It's a mixture of things. The quality, I'm not negotiate quality. It's impossible to turn something bad into something good.
Chef, you're now here, you have a new restaurant in a few months. Is that what your ambition is about?
No, I have another restaurant that's going to call Milagro. It's a bigger restaurant. It's going to be my base. It's a restaurant. I have all the
But you cannot be in 3 places.
I have to be. I have to have a good team. I have to go to the 3 places and have a good team. That's the only way to do it.
Yes. How important is your team for you?
Now it's the base of everything. Now it's difficult to find people. Right? It's very difficult. Now I have one less, and it's difficult to come the people to work with me, and it's very difficult for them to understand because they don't need this food at home. So you have to teach them how to serve the plate, why you put mascarpone and not another cheese, why have to be these ingredients. It's very difficult, but it's working.
My podcast is all about inspiration. If I want to ask you a few things to young people, what are your tips and your tricks?
I think it's very important to find. I was very lucky to have a mentor. Always. Since I always have mentors. Like in martial arts, the same. I used to have a Japanese chef who teach me. I used to have Ferrán. I used to have Can Roca, and different. I start listening everything what they say, what they teach me about products, why they buy these products. You have, when you study this or whatever you study, you have to listen. It's the most important thing to listen and to ask why this product, why you buy this thing, why it is different. You taste it, and that's the way you learn.
One question I always ask everybody, the same question. The best moment ever that you would like to relive, what kind of moment would you choose?
I think one place I was very happy was when I studied in Italy, learning all the ingredients, studying in this castle, all the things I learned from all the people I studied. Was a class with people from America, from Italy, from some of them from South America, Americans. I learned a lot of them. It was very nice because when you study, you learn a lot, and when you end studying comes the hard thing, And when you're studying, I think it's the most calm place of the kitchen. But I was very happy because I learned about wine, I learned about cheese, I learned about bread, I learned about all the things that until now I use.
Okay, how old were you then?
I was 23 years old.
23 years old. So you would like to be...
For me, it was amazing. I came from Peru, imagine. I arrived to Italy and they take me to this castle. I live in a dorm with different people all the world, Japanese, Korean, and I learned a lot of them, all the culture of them. It was very nice.
Okay.
We used to eat together, to have lunch, and you learn a lot.
Yes. I must say, you are not 23 anymore.
No, I'm 47.
But I would say you don't look much older.
Thank you.
Okay, Chef, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I have a present for you. It's
thank you.
Satellite Gourmet socks.
Thank you.
So you can use them if you have cold feet. You can
Yes,
wear
I have
them.
cold feet. Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Chef.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Dit was het voor deze episode. Dank dat jij je abonneert op Spotify, Google of Apple Podcast of het YouTube-kanaal van Satellite Gourmet. Blijf up-to-date via Facebook, Instagram of LinkedIn. Satellite Gourmet is verhalen delen over gastronomie in de breedste zin van het woord. Tot de volgende.